You entrusted your loved one's care to a nursing home, expecting compassion and quality treatment. Instead, they suffered from neglect, abuse, bed sores, falls, or medication errors that could have been prevented. I'm Chris Brown from Geiger Legal Group. Our elderly deserve dignity and proper care, not negligence that causes pain and suffering. When nursing homes fail in their duty of care, we fight to hold them accountable. Your loved one's suffering matters. We'll stand up for those who can't stand up for themselves.
Call Geiger Legal Group at 833-HELP-GLG and let us tell your story today.
You snoozed twice this morning, spilled your coffee once, and you've already blamed last night's referee for your morning mood.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's time to embrace the chaos and step into the madness.
Bro, you about to see a side of me you didn't even know existed.
Featuring guests who are over-caffeinated and less reasonable than the average person.
Man, I think it's just ridiculous.
Come on, man. Are you serious? Ugh.
Fans, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Welcome to the show.
So buckle up. It's time for hot takes and hot mics. This is the Morning Rant, where the only thing more unpredictable is Dave before his third cup of coffee.
I just felt like running.
On WPGY, the Sports Pig.
And a good morning, everyone. What's up, North Georgia? It's the Morning Rant, a Tailgate Thursday edition right here on the Sports Pig app and online at sportspigradio.com, presented by your friends at Green Heating and Cooling. They've been getting it done since 1971. They can get it done for you, too. Again, call Green Heating and Cooling today, a tradition of comfort. Dave Garner in with you till 11 o'clock this morning right here on the program. I'm inside our Carriage Kia studios right now with my man Billy D, who's got another big golf tournament coming up this weekend right here on the program. What's up, partner?
Doing great, man. Loving to be here.
There you go, man. We got a lot of Hawks talk to chop up here in this next 60 minutes right here as the Hawks get set for Game 5 tonight back in Atlanta. Really, obviously needing this one certainly to stave off elimination and to force a Game 7. We'll talk about that. Big home run last night by Matt Olson, a walk-off in the bottom of the ninth as the Braves somehow, some way, still find ways to win games even when their backs are against the wall. That coming up as well. We will have a special feature this week, our Chiropractic Moment, again presented by your friend Dr. Keith Reege at 100% Chiropractic in Canton, and of course a lot of different things going on. You know, we were talking yesterday during the show about player gambling, sports betting. Billy D and I are going to circle around with that, but the first thing, you and I were talking off camera, was kind of funny because, you know, if you work in a job where you've got, you know, sales or marketing is part of what you do, which most businesses do, and of course I know you're an insurance guy by trade. There's a saying around here that says the box don't lie, and what we mean by that is the numbers don't lie, right? I mean, you know, you look at the numbers for the week or for the month, and it pretty much tells the picture of how things have gone, how much you've worked, how little you've worked, or how much success you've had versus how much. But I tell you one thing that does lie. One thing that does lie are the cameras in the studio. Because I'm telling you right now, I promise you, now I'm a little chunky, but I'm not near as fat as these cameras make us out to be. You and I were joking around about that. I mean, I'm hefty, and you know, you're a big guy, but you're not. You're neither one of us are near as big as I go on and I watch all our clips on social media, you know, every day, and I sit there and think, man, I mean, am I really like? I don't know if it's because we're sitting close. I need to move away from the camera.
They say
or something.
The camera adds 10 pounds, so
I'd say it adds 100 easily. But anyway, thanks for being with us right here on this Tailgate Thursday, as we said, presented by your friends at Green Heating and Cooling. The Ball Strikers, again, you've got a big tournament coming up here with Next Level Golf. Again, you've already won 2 tournaments out of the gate this year.
Yep.
You got a third one coming up in Woodstock this weekend.
Yeah, going to be playing Town Lake Hills. This is they've had 4 tournaments. This is my third one entering. Couldn't make one of them, but this is right here at home in the backyard because we play all over Georgia, some in Alabama, a little to Florida.
Yeah.
So pretty happy about this one being super close to home. I played a practice round last week,
right.
So I'm excited. It's going to be a little chilly, a little rainy, a little wet. We'll see. That changes things, so we'll have some fun.
You know, a lot of people don't think about the elements, obviously, you know, with certain things. Obviously, with golf, it plays right into it. You got wind, you got rain, you got that controls the speed of the greens, the fairways, all the different types of elements there. But, you know, I feel confident because, man, you've been putting in that time at the driving range, man. You've been going 4 or 5 days a week over there. I know you have. And so you've been able to hit in all these elements, and then you had the practice round, like you said. So I think you're ready.
I think I'm ready, too. But, look, the day brings about its own challenges for sure. So we'll see what happens.
Hey, we were talking about some things going on over the next couple of days. One of those things taking place tomorrow at 6 p.m. down at Woodstock City Church, Woodstock Community Church down there next to the outlets in Woodstock, is the Cherokee County High School induction ceremony for the Hall of Fame. And again, this year, Jason Foster, the standout from Cherokee High School, had a great career at Georgia Southern, went on into the NFL, spent some time on some rosters there. And then, of course, PGA golfer, speaking of golf, Chris Kirk, a UGA alum, also an Etowah High School graduate, a 6-time winner on the tour. Those guys are going in along with the 2014 Sequoia High School volleyball state championship team.
Okay.
So they'll be inducted tomorrow at 6 p.m. down there at Woodstock City Church, Woodstock Community Church, I believe. And we'll be there live from about 4:30 till 6. We'll be broadcasting from 5 to 6. Hopefully we'll be able to get in, talk to some of the folks, able to arrange that. There's a lot of outstanding individuals that make up the Hall of Fame induction committee there, the Cherokee County Sports Hall of Fame. And so we'll be there broadcasting live. Stop by us, see us. You'll see the Sports Pig tent. We'll be there, and looking forward to that great event. But it's always great to see a lot of our local, student athletes who have went on, had success at the next level, or maybe even beyond that, coming back home, being recognized and being put into the Hall of Fame, which is a pretty, prestigious thing, especially in Cherokee County.
Congratulations to everybody. That's a huge accomplishment and well deserved.
Speaking of student athletes, did you see where James Cook, former current Buffalo Bills running back, former UGA Bulldog, went back to school, got his degree?
How cool is that?
Yeah, very cool. One of the things I'm going to bring up with Big John tomorrow is that we're going to talk a little bit about former athletes going back to school. But yeah, some guys do that. I mean, I know there's been some like Shaq and some others that even though it wasn't necessary that they necessarily have a degree because of the amount of money they've made, they still put the emphasis on being able to go back to school and get that education, which is something you can't ever take away.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll go back to school. Who knows?
Hey, who knows, man? I mean, you did have that one semester that stuck at DeKalb, I believe, which is it? I think that is now the Georgia perimeter. I believe.
I barely made it in there.
That's all right, man. Hey, school's not for everyone, right? School's not for everyone. Hey, the Atlanta Hawks, again, as we kind of dive into it, and we'll jump into some other things as well, but I know you've got a lot to talk about with our Atlanta Hawks, and so I kind of want to dive into that, and we'll continue this discussion into our next segment as well. But again, getting run out of the building basically the other night, 29-point loss there, Jalen Brunson going off for 39. We kind of felt like this Atlanta Hawks team was going to have to find some sort of a way to keep him probably under 25, points. It wouldn't have even mattered much the other night, man. They just didn't show up.
Brunson isn't the problem. Brunson is not the problem. This team is, first of all, the Knicks just woke up and realized, hey, you know what? We're bigger, and we're going to play some bully ball.
Yeah.
And, they finally did that. And they had it all along. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. All the desperate teams yesterday won.
Yeah.
The Hawks are desperate.
Yeah.
And if you look at Vegas had the last two games where the spread was 6 points or higher.
Yeah.
That tells you it's probably going to be a bad night.
Right, yeah.
The spread for this game tonight is 2. Okay? Vegas knows stuff. They didn't build all those buildings on losing, right?
Right.
So here's the thing. The Hawks are desperate tonight. They're going to find a way. Here, the big thing between those games that they've lost, they're missing their open shots.
Yeah.
They're just missing their shots.
Right.
They're not shooting. This doesn't have to do with the defense. Doesn't have to do with bigs. I'm talking wide open shots, not even contested. They're just missing them.
Yeah.
They're missing. If you look at the percentages, they're down almost 10% from the games that they won. Mm-hmm. Okay. Look at the 3-point field goal shooting percentages. They are down, 5 to 10% there as well.
Yeah.
So it's the shooting. It's the shooting. And I can't tell you how sick I am of seeing them have an open layup and kicking it out for a missed 3-pointer.
Right.
It's driving me nuts.
Yeah,
I can't stand it.
Yeah, exactly. My biggest question yesterday, and you probably heard it, is, where is Ricochet? I mean, number 1 pick overall a couple years ago.
You can't do it.
Sitting on the bench. And, I mean, you're sitting here in a situation with the number 1 overall pick, and he's not even in the lineup. I mean, you're playing Kisbert, and you're playing some other guys over a guy that you put a lot of capital into, drafting number 1 overall in the NBA draft a couple seasons ago, and he can't even crack the floor in a backup role.
Listen, he's not ready for this smoke, and they don't have time to watch him grow into it.
Right.
He's got to play what he's got ready right now. The kid just isn't ready for it.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. And I'll tell you something else. I'll tell you who else is not ready. Jalen.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He's not ready.
I haven't seen him.
And
No.
here's the thing. The playoffs, especially with high-intensity playoffs, it's going to reveal who you are.
Yeah.
Okay? That's what it's going to do.
Right.
I was very excited going into this. I'm still excited because if you'd have told me 3 months ago we were going to be in this situation, I wouldn't have believed you. But here we are.
Yeah.
We're having fun.
Yeah.
We have a team to cheer for, and we're seeing something grow. I love that we're getting to see what we see right now because now we know what we have to do in the off season to get where we need to be.
Right.
So I'm excited about it. I'm not upset about what's going on at all.
Yeah.
You know, Jalen is he's just not he's not
experienced enough.
Well,
he's young and
he's not going to be the guy. I'm sorry. Because it reveals to you know early on Trae, you knew he wanted that. He wanted it, right?
Yeah, right.
McCollum, you can see that he wants it.
Yeah.
You can, whether they're successful or not, you can always see early on if a player wants it or not.
Right, yeah.
Jalen doesn't want that pressure.
Yeah.
Okay? He's a great player. He's going to be a great player, and maybe he can grow into wanting the ball, but he's not going to be the guy that says, give me the ball, I'm taking this over. That's not going to be him, and that's okay. He doesn't have to be, but now we know.
Yeah.
Now we know.
I think you're still, and this is obviously wishful thinking. I'm throwing this out there because I'd love to see a guy like Anthony Edwards come to Atlanta. You know, to have Ant-Man here back in his hometown would be great. But I think it's going to take, for the Atlanta Hawks to get to the next level, they're going to need an Ant-Man. They're going to need somebody like that.
Absolutely.
I think that's going to get them there. Yep. And because to your point, I don't think, now I'm not saying Jalen Johnson's not the man. He's great in his role.
Sure.
But he's not going to be that Jalen Brunson 30-point in and out every night kind of player.
Nope.
He's just not going to be. He's a star. I mean, I think he's worthy of maybe all-star consideration, but he's not that guy. He's not that player, that LeBron or whoever, that Kawhi Leonard from years past. Not now, certainly. But you know what I mean? That player that's going to get you to that level.
The problem is we like him and we like his game, and so we try to make him something that he's not.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. Because early on these players, Anthony Edwards, like you just said, Ant-Man, you knew early on he wanted it.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see it in his game. You know these things early on.
Yeah. Right.
So I'm glad that we found that out.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we found that out.
And I hate that they couldn't make it work with Trae Young and Jalen together because you would think that, but Trae probably also not that guy. I mean, what he lacked defensively, his efficiency just wasn't there on both ends of the floor. He was your scorer, and you got to have a scorer. I mean, you've got to have a guy that, as you said, wants it when the game is on the line. Somebody that wants the ball in their hand when the game is on the line. That was Trae. Trae didn't mind shooting. He didn't mind throwing it up from anywhere, just like Steph Curry. But at the same time, his deficiency on the other end of the floor cost you a lot. And I think that, Jalen Johnson obviously brings a little bit more. You've got some key pieces in place, but I think you're still at least one piece away.
Problem is you couldn't get here where the team is right now with Trae. Right. Because he can't play with the team. Right. And he doesn't want to play defense. And you got to play defense. If you see, I told you before this ever started, the playoffs reveal defense. Right. Okay, and that's when the defense gets strong. And that's also why I felt good about the Hawks, because they play really good defense. Right. Now, again, these last two games, they just haven't shot. They haven't shot the ball well. And again, I don't know why we're passing up layups, but, we need to turn the cat into a kitty. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I like it. Yeah, I like that. That's a good one right there from the white Charles Barkley himself, Billy D, joining us right here.
Come on, man.
Morning Rant. So who do you like tonight, real quick, before we hit the break?
I like the Hawks. Let's take it to a Game 7. Yeah.
All right. Nobody does the caw like you do, so give it to us right here.
Let's go. Come on, Hawks.
Oh, man, I love it. I tried it the other day, and Will Cooper just kind of looked at me like, dude, come on, man, give up on that right there. But again, we're behind our Hawks, man. Hopefully they can pull it out, if nothing else, for us at Game 7 back in New York over the weekend there. But again, the Hawks with their backs against the wall tonight, coming back to Atlanta at least. So at least it'll be a great atmosphere, and we'll talk a little bit more about it on the other side of the break. Hey, stay with us right here on this Tailgate Thursday edition of the Morning Rant, brought to you by your friends at Green Heating and Cooling. This is the home of ESPN ESPN Radio in North Georgia on the Sports Pig app and online at sportspigradio.com.
Welcome to your hometown pub. Open 7 days a week, the pub in LJ is your happy hour hangout. They offer a variety of dishes to satisfy every palate, and their friendly staff is here to ensure a wonderful time. Join them for daily happy hour specials Monday through Thursday. And don't forget, every Wednesday is Wing Wednesday with $1 wings all day long. Located at 941 Maddox Drive in East LJ. Open Sunday through Wednesday till midnight, Thursday through Saturday till 2 a.m. The pub in LJ, where every visit feels like home.
Grand Slam!
98.1 and 93.7 The Sports Pig, the official home for the Atlanta Braves baseball. Big opinions
Nobody pray for me.
of the big
It been that day
games
for me.
from the big mouths.
Man, I think it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's the Morning Rant on WPGY The Sports Pig, North Georgia's home for ESPN Radio.
Sit down.
Keeping it real right here on a Tailgate Thursday with my man Billy D. Dave Garner with you until 11 o'clock this morning right here on the Morning Rant. Our man Chuck Oliver, the king of college football with Southern Sports today at 11 right here on the Sports Pig. Want to remind folks again, follow us on social media. The Sports Pig is on Facebook. Our show, The Morning Rant, is on Instagram. You can also watch full video episodes of the show daily on YouTube. The podcast version of the show uploaded every day on the website at sportspigradio.com and wherever you listen to your favorite daily podcast on both Apple and Android platforms, including Spotify, Podbean, you name it. I'm on Twitter at DaveGarner777. Billy D not on Twitter, so you'll just have to Facebook message him directly if you want a response about anything there. But no, we were talking before the break, of course, about our Atlanta Hawks Game 5 tonight, and you like the Hawks tonight.
Game 6.
Game 6 tonight.
Yep.
You like the Hawks to win tonight to stave off elimination and force a Game 7. So tell us why, man. What's the thought behind that?
They're desperate. They're desperate, and I believe we're going to get out and run a little bit. You know, they do play very well at home. Okay, well against the Knicks at home. So,
right.
Except for that one blowout, right? But look, they've always played really well. I think you're going to get, if we can keep Kuminga under control. You know, I was watching them on. If you watch on Peacock, you can watch the game in like a. It was such a blowout. I turned it over to this style. It looks like you're watching MBK 2 or whatever that game,
the video game. Yeah.
They show the players coming down with their stats above them as they're going.
Yeah, you feel like you're playing a video game.
Listen, when you're losing, you don't want to watch it that way because you see Kuminga come down. They give him the ball. It says Kuminga over 4. It's just it finally goes through. It's so.
I don't want that hovering over my head during the game if I'm having a bad night.
Yeah, it's terrible. But I think you're going to keep Kuminga under control. Let him be a record down.
Yeah,
just annoy Cat. Like I said, turn Cat to a kitty. Let's go through and Dyson's got to quit passing the ball out when he's got a free leg up.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jalen Johnson. You know what I mean? But Brunson, like I said, if they attack Brunson, because he doesn't play defense.
Yeah.
If you notice in that, I think it was the second or third game. I think it was the third game. They actually took Brunson out at the end of the game because he was such a defensive liability.
Right.
They took him out.
Yeah.
So continue to attack Brunson. Right.
Right.
Let's and shoot better. You just got to shoot better.
Got to
man.
get the shots to fall, man.
Not be so loose with the ball.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times they're bringing the ball down and not paying attention to who's around them. They just rip it out from behind them. Like, pay attention to where you are. Like, this is the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, it's intense.
Yeah.
They're coming for you every possession.
I've always said that basketball, and I'm not, admittedly, and I'll be the first to admit, I've probably called more basketball than any other sport I've ever done over the years, but I'm admittedly not an X's and O's guy, right? I'll be the first to admit I don't understand all the inner workings of the game necessarily. So, to simplify it, I've always said, and this is like, whoever scores the most points wins the game, right? But I've always said it about basketball. At the end of the night, you can do everything right, but if the ball's not going through that cylinder, man, I mean, it just is what it is. And so we've seen the Hawks battle, the hustle's there, the effort, but the last couple of games, they've just really been off kilter. And the Knicks, to your point, and one of the things that we were talking about, and I know we've talked about the lack of size with this Hawks team, I think we've seen that over the last 2 games, admittedly, regardless of how you feel about this team. So, how do you combat that? I mean, pretty much it's whoever wants it most tonight. I mean, it's hustle, it's effort. Rebounding's about attitude. It's not about size, right? So, I mean, we'll see.
It is. Rebounding is about attitude, but hold on to the ball. But I tell you, I don't see the Hawks having a third bad shooting night in a row.
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening.
Right.
They're too good of a shooting team. I think you start hitting those mid-range shots, the bigs can't do anything with that.
Yeah.
You start hitting some of your outside shots, you're fine. But again, fast break points. You got to push the pace that you want to play.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. They have dictated the pace pretty much the entire series.
Yeah.
They have dictated that pace.
Right.
We have got to get more fast break points and quit missing stupid little layups.
Yeah.
Or kicking it out.
Right.
At least if we're not making them. If
Right,
we're making them,
exactly.
fine. But we hadn't been making them.
Yeah, hopefully they'll reach down deep tonight. Being in Atlanta, that the atmosphere at State Farm has been awesome. You've had all the different hip hop, Pastor Troy and all the guys performing during timeouts and things. I mean, it's electric. As we know, you've had Falcons players from other teams there. The NBA, especially in the playoffs, you always have a lot of bling sitting along courtside. A lot of names, a lot of different faces and stuff. So hopefully the entertainment, everything will be fired up. The crowd will be there, which I know it will be. So hopefully the Hawks can get the dub there. Hey, did you see, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday, the NCAA in the final stages of initiating a 76-team field in March Madness, expanding from 64, so basically adding another dozen teams. John and I talked about this yesterday, of course, being a big money move by either the NCAA and or the conferences, i.e. the SEC, who, obviously want to get some more teams into this tournament from a revenue standpoint. You're already shaking your head, man. Your thoughts on this?
I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I mean, they already take it to 68 because they have the you had the main bracket 64.
Right, and you got
nobody
the
cares outside of the 64 bracket.
Right,
we only fill out the 64 bracket and go.
Yeah.
If you can't be one of the top 64 or 60, that's almost 100 teams.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it will be the next year. Yeah, you're right.
If you can't make it in there, you don't deserve to be there. I don't get it. I hear the money and all, but what point is it diminishing returns? Because does anybody really paying attention to these play-in to the real bracket games?
Right.
I mean, how much viewership are you really getting? How much money are you really making there? And you're going to take it to 76 teams?
Yeah.
Does anybody? I don't know. I just don't see it.
I mean, the school's still generating revenue, though. There's still the TV rights. There's still things they're going to get money from regardless.
I guess.
My thing is we were joking around about it yesterday. I mean, guys like Mike White at UGL never get fired. I mean, they'll all, everybody will be in the tournament. Might as well expand it to 120. I mean, why not? Let's just have a big, huge tournament, And
why have a season?
I mean,
let's just have a big tournament.
Let's just start from the beginning of the year with a tournament, make it a triple or a quadruple elimination type thing or something. I mean, I don't know.
Everyone gets a trophy.
Everyone gets a trophy. Yeah. So again, and like we said, I mean, this is not something that's going to take place 3 years from now or 2029. This is next year. So this is one of those things, for as much as the committee, when we talk about football, is like, well, if we make a change, it'll go into effect. It's not going to be this next season, but the season after that. No, this is an immediate thing that's going to happen next year with March Madness. So it's not going to be a 2028 or, some far off in the distance type thing. So again, next season, it does look like there will be 76 games. They will eliminate the play-ins that we're seeing, and they'll basically just have 1 through 76, I guess, and tweak the bracket a little bit. I don't know if there'll be a bye in there because that is kind of an odd number, but I don't know. We'll see. So it's definitely a money move, though.
Yeah, well,
because anything they do is going to be a money move. I mean, that's why they're doing it. They're not doing it just to say, well, we just felt like we wanted to give a few extra teams a chance. No, this is all about revenue. Make no mistake about it, because now the SEC can get in 11 or 12 teams instead of 9.
I just really don't see most people like myself caring until it gets to the 64 main bracket.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But again, it's not about that. Unfortunately, it's not about you, the fan.
Yep.
It's about that revenue. Hey, and that kind of leads us into something else that we're kind of talking about too. Did you see the story? The young man again out of Texas Tech, the quarterback, entered into gambling, addiction, entered into treatment for that. And like John said yesterday, I mean, what the heck did you expect with NIL? What did you think was going to happen? But it does kind of open up a broader story about player gambling and sports betting, because again, a lot of it has been legalized, and now all of a sudden you're seeing. I'm not saying for or against either way. It's not a political thing. It just is what it is. It's been legalized a lot. It's been going on now for the last couple of years and even longer than that, but it's just now really coming to the surface because it started with the smaller schools. All right, Kennesaw State, just down the street, actually, had one of their basketball players suspended for, doing some things during games, point shaving scandals, things like that. But now that you've got a guy like a Texas Tech, a power conference type player at the forefront. Now this conversation is going to continue to build steam as we move on.
NIL may play some role in it. I would say that it's more about it being more legalized state to state. And look, let's just be real. It's addictive. It's addictive. If you've ever, I used to be a part of some poker playing games.
Right.
And it is addictive. I rolled around with a little bankroll going to these. I'd have 3 nights a week that I'm going. And I said to myself, man, Billy, this is not good.
Yeah.
So I pulled myself away from it because I saw getting addicted to it, right?
Sure.
It is an absolute addiction. The more that it's legalized and the more accessible it is, which is extremely accessible.
Right.
If you got a little skin in the game, it makes these games that don't matter to anybody important to you.
Yeah.
And you're in it. And look, it's great for sports, not so great for the individual. Dave Ramsey actually said he believed this is going to be the #1 wealth killer of young men moving forward.
Well, and that's a great point, because the thing about it is, if you're a grown man, you're like us, and or whatever, that's one thing. And people our age certainly have those addictions, but when you start focusing on these younger guys, like we're talking about, that are in college, that are putting money down, and hopefully they're not putting it on their game, because that'll get you thrown out. But again, it is one of those things where you're giving all these kids in their barely in their 20s, if that, you're giving them all this money, and a lot of them haven't had the guidance in their lives to be able to know what to do with it, to invest it, to do what have you. Some of these kids obviously are going to go out and spend money on Lamborghinis and things like that, and they're going to maybe get a little bit careless with it. It's just the nature of the beast.
Look,
so,
I had great guidance.
Yeah.
And if you give me that money at that age, I'd have still made some really bad decisions.
Exactly. No, you're right. Yeah. I still make some bad decisions every once in a while, and I'm in my 50s, so it just is what it is. But it's definitely one of those kind of alarming trends, and certainly a story that we'll be following as we kind of climb closer to football season. But really, it's more, I would say even more so with basketball, more so than football. You see a lot of stories about the point shavings and things like that.
It's easy.
It is. It's a lot easier to hide it than football, and that was John's point yesterday as well.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow when Big John comes back with us. He'll be in studio with us here tomorrow. Hey, here, chopping it up with Billy D on a Tailgate Thursday, presented by your friends at Green Heating and Cooling. In a moment, we're going to have a chiropractic moment with our man, Dr. Keith, down at 100% Chiropractic in Canton on the other side of the break. We're also going to talk a little bit about NASCAR and that big Braves win last night. Again, the Braves continue to fire on all cylinders as we keep it real with the real mower expert himself, Billy D, right here inside our Carriage Kia studio. Up against our second break. Stay with us right here. This is the Thursday edition of the Morning Rant on the home of ESPN Radio in North Georgia, right here and only on the Sports Pig app and online at sportspigradio.com.
Financial scams are on the rise, and with AI, they're getting more and more sophisticated every day. If someone pressures you to act quickly, ask for secrecy, or request payment through gift cards, wire transfers, or cryptocurrency, stop. Legitimate financial professionals don't rush you or demand unusual payment methods. Before you send money or share personal information, slow down and verify. Protect your future. When in doubt, ask questions.
If you're suspicious of a scam, call the team at Foundation Wealth today at 706-278-0214.
98.1 and 93.7 The Sports Pig, your official home for flag-to-flag coverage of NASCAR. We bring the heat. You bring the trash talk.
Come on, man. Are you serious?
It's the Morning Rant, live on the Sports Pig app and sportspigradio.com.
Back here on a Tailgate Thursday, presented by Green Heating and Cooling. Dave, Garner, Billy Dowd with you till 11 o'clock this morning, right here on the home of ESPN Radio in North Georgia. Hey, we're going to have our weekly restaurant inspection update as well. Billy D is in with us here on a Thursday. Normally, you're in here on the Rally Towel Tuesdays with us, but we swapped some things around this week to accommodate some schedules there, and so we have moved the restaurant inspections until today as well. We also have another feature that we're going to be starting over the next few weeks. It's going to be our chiropractic moment with Dr. Keith down at 100% Chiropractic in Canton. I want to get your thoughts, because I know you used to not be a fan of chiropractors, but you've been made a believer I want to say.
Yeah. So, and I would tell the chiropractor when I go in there, hey, just so you know, I don't believe in what you're doing, but I need some help right here, which is weird. I'm in there paying them, but tell them I don't believe in them. But anyway, they would, I didn't believe, because you go in there and they touch you for a few minutes, you like 5 minutes and you're out. Like, what did they really do?
Right.
This maintenance program. My wife has believed them in forever. Well, I was ahead on my insurance this past year, so everything that I was going to do was for free. So I went in December, and I got 2 treatments a week till they got me where they felt like they could maintain me.
Yeah.
And I followed a maintenance plan. I said, you know what? I'm going to give this thing a long-term shot, because that's the only real way to know, right?
Yeah.
You got to give it a chance, right? So I said, okay, I'm going to do a long-term shot here and do a program. And let me tell you, I play a lot of sports. I do tennis. I do golf. I'm very active out in the yard all the time. I do a lot of things. My back gets a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it is always hurting, always a problem. Since I have started this treatment plan and stayed consistent, I've had no issues.
Right.
I've had no. So look,
that's awesome.
There must be something to it. There must be something. So I am now a believer. Right. Which you wouldn't have heard me say this last year. Yeah. But I am a believer. There's something to it. There's a reason they go to school that long. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm good.
There we go. Well, speaking of, man, joined right now by our Chiropractic Moment mentor here, Dr. Keith Reege, who's with 100% Chiropractic in Canton. Doc, thanks for being with us right here, joining us right here on the morning rant, this Tailgate Thursday edition. You just heard Billy D, man. He's a weekend warrior like a lot of us. What I want to know is, how does chiropractic care help athletes perform better, not just feel better, right? I mean, we think about that as like, oh, okay, it's an afterthought, but there's a lot of preventative things that chiropractic care can help. So what does it take from someone like you to help someone perform better in addition to just feeling better?
Great question, Dave. So, when your body is in balance, your muscles are going to be in a more natural position to react to any type of thing that you may be reacting to.
Sure.
And also just having the free nerve flow of your spine and your body being able to communicate with each other. Yep. You can react faster, you can react quicker. You're going to have more endurance because your body's just in a stronger state overall.
Yeah, I love it. Great answer there. And again, we're going to do this over the next few weeks with Dr. Keith, just some short bits. We're not going to keep him too long here today because he's in between patients. But, you heard Billy, too. He's a golfer, right? He plays a lot of tennis golf. One of the most common injuries that we see with golfers is back and neck issues. So what can people do to help prevent those types of injuries?
Well, one of the main things, the reason that they're obviously having these types of problems because of all the rotation and twisting that goes on with the golf swing. And again, repetitive actions are going to cause these type of problems. I'm no golf pro by any means. I shoot a 110 and I'm a happy guy. But, one of the things that you should be doing is, reverse swinging. So if you take 100 swings the natural way that you do, you should actually turn around the other way and take 100 swings that way. So you kind of neutralize the rotation and twisting that you're constantly putting on your body.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense, I guess, a little bit there as far as just kind of evening out that rotation right there. And man, some good tips right here as part of our Chiropractic Minute right here on the Morning Rant. Dr. Keith, thanks for being with us. Looking forward to having you regularly right here on the program.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate you, Dave.
All right, so there you go. Again, Dr. Keith with 100% Chiropractic down in Canton, Georgia right there. Definitely, they've made a believer out of a lot of folks. I have not yet gone, but I have been down to Dr. Keith's facility. They've got a lot of great technology. We'll touch on that next week as well. But you said, you pretty much just pop right in and out, 5-10 minutes, and you're good to go.
It's really fast. Once you get to where they're just maintaining you, it's super fast. You just go in there and they check you out, make sure everything's the way it's supposed to be, and you're in and out really fast. And that's what concerned me, but it was working. It's working.
Right.
I tell you, got to, just like anything, you've got to give it a chance, right?
Right.
And so I say go with the maintenance program once they get you where you need to be, and really give it a real chance because there's something to it. It works.
I love it. Hey, let's talk about our Atlanta Braves real quick right here. Again, a lot of big things going on last night at the ballpark. Matt Olson, again, with a 2-run shot in the bottom of the ninth to put the Braves over the top, 4-3. They've already won the first 2 against Detroit. Again, today they'll wrap up that series. And, man, I tell you what, clutch moment right there. And it was perfect timing for Matt Olson to do just that, because on Tuesday, our man Will Cooper, our Braves insider, the Golden Boy, said it right here, a bold take on the program. Hey, for all of you that are missing Freddie Freeman and saying that Freddie is still the better first baseman than Matt Olson, we need to stop as a fan base. That might have been true over the first couple seasons. That's no longer true now. Again, Matt Olson is a better fit for this lineup. Now, you can agree with that or disagree with that. And here's the thing. Freddie will always be an Atlanta Brave in my mind. Even if he wins 3 more World Series with the Dodgers, he's still a Brave. He's still going to go in as a Brave, slash Dodger maybe, or what have you. So, again, we all miss Freddie. We miss Freddie's leadership, very vocal leader in the clubhouse, his experience, his veteran leadership and all that. But it's hard to argue over the long term, over the next, say, 8 to 10 years, that Matt Olson is not going to be a better fit moving forward from a long-term standpoint. And we saw a flash of that again last night. Just perfect timing on the heels of that comment from our show earlier in the week. A perspective that really only you get right here on the Morning Rant. But great timing for that comment last night. He and Ozzy both going deep last night. And, J.R. Ritchie with a solid outing. Just 2 earned runs on the night there. The bats just didn't get going until late in the ball game there. So, of course, he's not going to, pick up the win for that, unfortunately. But, again, Braves 4-3 over the Tigers last night. Again, the offense coming late as Matt Olson hits the walk-off 2-run homer, and the Braves just continue to do their thing right here in the early part of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see him getting off to such a great start. And yeah, I would agree. Olson's, if you ask for anybody better from the whole Freeman debacle that happened,
yeah,
I mean, that's a super nice replacement. And I would agree with Will on that. I haven't watched him a lot recently because there's like 4 more months of hot summer baseball.
Yeah.
About 1,000 more games, right? So I've been kind of locked into basketball or whatnot. But look, love that they've started off strong.
Yeah.
Because it's a long season. There's going to be some peaks and valleys, and right now, let's just ride the wave.
Yeah, their best start in over 25 years for the Atlanta Braves now at 22-9, coming off that win last night. And that's gonna be an obvious conversation that we'll have right here on the program moving forward, because we are your new North Georgia home of the Atlanta Braves right here on the Sports Pig, on the app and online at sportspigradio.com. Again, you can hear most all Braves games right here on this station. We are also the home of Cup Racing, NASCAR on the Sports Pig, and a big win over the weekend for Hurricane Hocevar. Again, there at Talladega, my favorite track, admittedly. And Tyler Reddick still on top of the point standings right now. Our local boy, Chandler Smith from right here in Talking Rock, Georgia, in Pickens County, still leading the standings. A narrow lead right now, but he's still atop the Craftsman Truck Series standings right now. So, again, a lot of things going on with NASCAR as the scene shifts now to Texas this weekend right there. So, again, everything's bigger in Texas, including the NASCAR race, and so it should be a lot of fun. You can hear the Cup race right here over the weekend on the home of ESPN Radio, and that's Sports Pig, the app, and online at sportspigradio.com. Time now to talk a little food right here on the program.
Time for this week's restaurant inspection.
Oh, it smells so good in here.
On the Morning Rant.
All right, so another weekly feature here on the Morning Rant. We like to do this with Billy D because of all his years spent in the restaurant business. And a lot of, I'm looking down right now the hundreds, and this is brought to you by your friends at Eat Safe Cherokee. They're on Facebook. They have an Eat Safe Cobb, and they have an Eat Safe Douglasville, Eat Safe Fayetteville. They have some different areas there, but Eat Safe Cherokee, a little closer to home as well for us. And again, a lot of hundreds on the list, which you like to see. A lot of them are schools, but I want to give a shout out to Wow Hibachi and Wings in Hickory Flat Highway there in Woodstock. They got 100.
Nice.
Viva Mexico Mexican Restaurant, Providence Point Parkway in Canton got 100 as well. Taqueria Oxquina, I believe. That's how you pronounce that one. It's the Mexican restaurant showing out right here with 100. The lowest score, and I'm not going to mention the restaurant, but this is a restaurant that I've frequented actually a couple different times. We have a new winner, a new ringer right here on the restaurant inspection score for a low.
A ringer.
And we have a 50.
Uh-oh.
We got a 50 on the board. Now, for the most part, when we've talked about this, and we've talked about the restaurant inspection scores right here on the program, because we want to help you to be able to determine where you eat, because a lot of people do pay attention to this stuff. But really, the lowest scores we've had have kind of been around the 70s, 80s, nothing too alarming. But again, a 50 is one of those that kind of raises some eyebrows. Now, I don't want to ruin anybody's business, so I'm not going to tell you the restaurant here on air, but you can go on Facebook and you can go check it out yourself at Eat Safe Cherokee during their weekly, inspection updates and things like that. But yeah.
Yeah,
that was tough.
Yeah. Look, you get down, you're in the 50s, you got some major problems. I'm pretty sure that they're going to be back in that restaurant within 10 to 14 days.
I would
That's
think
usually
so.
what happens there.
Yeah.
And if they haven't straightened it out, they'll shut it down and that sort of thing. But yeah, you got a lot of problems going on if you've got a 50.
If you got a 50, yeah. So hopefully they can get that score up there. They, like you said, they tend to come back after a couple of, or
pretty quick.
Yeah, pretty quick. Maybe a couple of days on that one. They'll be like, hey, we're going to give you a week, and then after that. Now, okay, so what happens? And again, I'm not up on everything when it comes to that. But what happens if they don't improve on that? Like by the next visit, how many times do they get before they just shut the place down?
They'll usually give you days at that point. Where you've got to get it back in line. Now, I don't know if the rules have changed since I was in it, but they would give you maybe a few days, and if it's not right, they're shutting you down. Like they're closing the doors until it's right, and then you have to get an inspection again to be able to reopen.
Wow.
So, yeah, you got some major issues going on if you got to score that low.
Yeah, you got some stuff going on there, no doubt about it. But again, time to get that going right there. But once again, a big shout out to our friends at Eat Safe Cherokee. This week's, restaurant inspection presented by your friends at Papa John's and LJ. Better pizza, better ingredients. Order online at papajohns.com. Again, our friends at Papa John's and LJ. Also a fan favorite in Blairsville and Blue Ridge as well. Hey, we're up against our final break. When we come back, we'll get some final thoughts. We'll dive back in to some Hawk talk, some college football news as well, all that and more right here on the program as we take you up until 11 o'clock here on the home of ESPN Radio in North Georgia, on the Sports Pig app and online at sportspigradio.com. This is the Tailgate Thursday edition of the Morning Rant, and we'll be right back.
Whatever cooling solution makes the most sense, Green Heating and Cooling is ready to help. Whether you need a quick fix or an entirely new cooling system, Green will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort. With Green, you get more than just a technician. You get someone who's committed to meeting your needs and achieving a high level of training and skills. Someone backed by outstanding products from one of the industry's most trusted names, Bryant. Nobody understands the ins and outs of home comfort like Green. So whatever your situation or budget, Green Heating and Cooling has a solution for you. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Grand Slam! 98.1 and 93.7 The Sports Pig, the official home for the Atlanta Braves baseball. Morning Grind with Pork Rinds.
Welcome to the show.
It's the Morning Rant, weekday mornings from 10 to 11 on 98.1, 93.7, and 101.1 on the H2 dial. WPGY, the Sports Pig.
Back here on a Tailgate Thursday with my man Billy D. Dave Garner in with you till the top of the hour. Chuck Oliver with Southern Sports Today. The king of college football will take over the airwaves, and he'll be talking a lot about college football, NIL portal, all that stuff. National Signing Day commitments, this, that, and the other, transfers, you name it, man. Chuck is the authority on it right here, and we're honored to have him as part of our daily lineup right here on SportsPigRadio.com, on the app, and of course over the airwaves as well. We were talking a little bit about of course college football, the gambling thing, the sports betting thing, of course the NCAA tournament expanding their field. And it's funny, you and I were getting ready to talk about the Kentucky Derby, and right when we did that, Big John Davis, again one of the other hosts right here on the show, said, hey, don't forget, when you guys come back, if you could throw out your Kentucky Derby picks out there, then that way we can do it. We're gonna have another little pool right here. Now I got to be honest with you, and I know John, you're listening. I've been looking through here. I haven't really had, and I know Billy D, I think you feel the same way. We're kind of looking through this thing right now, and we're getting them together. So I would say by tomorrow's show, we'll at least have a decent idea. But you're kind of like me, man. You kind of wait till those horses are out of the stall.
Look,
and then figure out who's looking good.
Look, it's an animal. I got to see how they look coming out on the track. When they come out, I'm actually. I don't want to toot my horn here because then I'll look really bad at the end of this. But but I generally have a pretty good list of horses that I pick, I watch how they come out to get loaded into the gates.
Right.
And then I usually make my pick based on the attitude, based how I see them trouncing out there, and it's just kind of like a feel, right?
Right.
Because I look at a piece of paper and I see the odds and I see a horse and okay, but the day of, it's an animal.
The day
I want to see how that animal is acting.
All right.
And then I put my pick. Now I have that tournament Saturday. I may not get to see him. If I don't see him, if my tournament goes too long, I'm not going to see it. I'll throw some out there.
Right.
But I really would like to see them come out the gate. And see how they're looking.
Well, so post time
to the gate. Sorry.
Yeah. So post time on Saturday is 6:57 precisely.
Okay, I think I can make it.
So I would say that by around 6 o'clock, maybe 6:30 at the latest, and this is what John's saying too. He's texting in right now. Everybody's picks to me by 6 or 6:30 on Saturday, because there may be some last minute changes. And to your point, if you can catch them coming out of the gate, because a lot of times it's a visual thing with me too. And just so you know, my wife grew up in Kentucky, so the Derby is like a big deal to her. So we will be watching, like we'll be pasted to the coverage, for the most part, throughout the afternoon. But I would say by around 6 o'clock, 6:30, everybody gets there. So what we're doing right here on the show, and you guys can play along too, top three, win, play, show, try to pick the winner, try to pick your overall top three. That's what we're going to do. And then we'll come back on Monday. We'll add it up, kind of like we did with the Masters.
Yeah. Hey,
Same thing.
This is a lot of fun. A lot of people get into this. And do you remember, you may not remember this. Maybe you do.
I think I know what you're about
you remember
to say.
we used to do a DJ and karaoke type thing. And we had that.
Did.
It was over in, I think, was it Kennesaw?
It was East Cobb. Yeah, it was right off of
East
Barrett.
Cobb,
Yeah.
Massive house. People wealthy had this big Kentucky Derby party. And if you remember, we were doing a karaoke event out there for the Derby,
right?
And they got so into their beverages, that they wanted us to stay longer and longer and longer, and we kept doubling the price every hour to stay longer. We made so much money that night.
It's amazing what you can get people to do when they have just a little bit of alcohol in them sometimes.
Oh man, it was great. It was great.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, you and I, for a lot of people that don't know, Billy D and I spent a lot of time growing up together. We had a DJ business and we DJ'd parties in our adolescence, if you will, our early 20s, of course, and into adulthood there for a little while. But yeah, we did. We DJ'd a Kentucky Derby party. It was a pool party, and everybody kind of hung around, and they all had the hats and dresses on and stuff like that. They went inside to watch the race for like 15 minutes, and then they all came back outside, and we kept the party going. And as we were getting ready to pack up, I remember, vaguely, like it was yesterday, or not vaguely, but like, I remember right on, spot on. The guy was like, how much is it going to cost to keep you guys here for another hour? We're like, we just threw out a number, 100. At that time, like $100 was a lot of money. So it was like, yeah, another $100. He threw it right down on the turntable. Said, keep it going. And then another hour came along. Hey, let's do another hour. And then after about the second hour, I think they were tapped out. But
kept doubling it. It was great. It did the little, what was it, Milli Vanilli? We used to get that thing started with, girl, it's true.
Dun, dun, dun,
Let's not sing for him. But yeah, we would get the karaoke going, had a little dance to it.
Rob and Fab.
Fun times. Fun times.
We had a lot of folks listening into our top 3 MC picks that we did last week, you and I right here on the program. That sparked a whole conversation. Of course, I did top 3 favorite rock bands with Coop on Tuesday, and then yesterday, Big John Davis, I gave him a chance. He jumped in with some takes. So we could take the music conversation in a lot of different directions, which we'll continue to do right here, because one of the things that does is it allows you out there listening to get to know us a little bit better as well, so you feel connected to the show. But I want you guys to post your top 3 list as well. Next week, I believe next week we're going to have an actual text line here in the studio. It's going to be our Jasper Coca-Cola text line. Again, we want to welcome all of our friends from Coca-Cola for being on board with us as this show continues to expand. We've also added Bradley's Bar and Grill as well as a sponsor. We've got more folks coming on into the fold here, so we're honored and excited to have more people on with us. But we are going to have more ways for you guys out there to interact with us, and that's an exciting thing that we'll be able to offer you right here on the show. But for now, I want to submit. We're gonna do a ticket giveaway or something. So if you guys out there want to submit your 3 Kentucky Derby choices for the weekend, or even your top 3 favorite hip hop MCs or bands or whatever, you can do that too. But who's ever closest, we're gonna have a little host battle right here. But we want to interact with our listeners as well. So if you want to pick your overall champ, if you pick it right, or who's ever closest, win, play, show. We'll give away some concert tickets or something. We'll do something nice for you. Again, message us. You can message me on Twitter at DaveGarner777 at me, and then or you can message us on Instagram at The Morning Rant on WPGY The Sports Pig, or you can Facebook message us directly on The Sports Pig. The Sports Pig has its own Facebook page, so we encourage you to do that. But yeah, a lot of ways for you guys right now to interact. It's only going to get bigger and better, and it starts this weekend with the Kentucky Derby as we officially cross over into horse race season. And we mentioned earlier in the program about the real mower, REEL. And, we kind of base our seasons on sporting events, right? I mean, March Madness, you come out of that, weather starts warming up, then you got the Masters. Now you're at the Derby, which I've talked about. It's this weekend, a big event right there. So how's that yard looking, man?
Man, it's looking nice. Got some nice rain. There's something about rainwater. I don't know if it's the chemicals in the sky or what it is when it comes down with the nutrients, but you cannot get that look on your grass from a sprinkler.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You can't.
It's kind of crazy. You wouldn't think that. Yeah. I mean, a water hose.
Everything perks up a little bit, just looking a little bit sweeter.
Now, you said you have, I don't know if you want to reveal them or not, but you've got nicknames.
Oh, yeah.
For your, because you've got two of them.
Oh, yeah. So I've got a greens mower, and then I got a regular mower to do all the dirty work before. Okay. Because I have a mower that I use, before I aerate and sand and all. Right. Once all that's done, then whenever I'm on the phone, I got people wonder what I'm doing if I'm having an affair with my wife or something because I name these things. So my smaller mower where I get all the dirty work done is called Little Cutie. All right,
a little cutie.
Little cutie. All right, it's a little McLean. And then I have a greens mower that I call Big Sexy. I don't get Big Sexy out. Hey, look, I don't get Big Sexy out until everything's right and smooth. You get her out there and she puts that thing on it. You know what I mean? Now listen, it's kind of like you have Julio. Like you remember you had Julio Jones for the Falcons. He was he was like your Ferrari. You only brought out when it was nice and sunny and everything. Yeah. But if it's rainy or a little wet outside, he might slip and fall and can't really get the job done. So
you don't want to put
Big Sexy versus Little Cutie.
You put Little Cutie out there. Oh my goodness, that'd be some good horse race names, by the way, too.
Yes.
Big Sexy down the stretch. Here comes Little Cutie on the outside.
Yes.
Oh, gosh. Speaking of legendary trainer, back to the Derby conversation real quick before we leave that. Bill Mott will aim to win his third run for the Roses in a row. Second straight at the Kentucky Derby, or third overall. Second in a row if he wins again this year when the action kicks off. Post time, as we mentioned, 6:57 on Saturday. So if you're a Derby nerd like me and, of course, my wife and other people, then you'll know where to be seated at. Make sure you get somewhere at least by 6 or so you won't miss it. But again, that's Saturday, the Kentucky Derby. And again, it'll be a lot of fun, man. Derby's always a fun event for folks to get rallied around.
It is. It's a great event. It's fun to watch. It's fun to look, pick you some horses out. That's what makes it kind of fun. It's kind of like gambling, but don't put any money down unless you don't need to do all that. But have your own little family thing right here. Yeah, going on. Yeah,
on the heels of all that gambling talk, we definitely don't. Now we're sitting here talking about let's bet, man. Let's pick our favorite horses. We're not throwing money on it though.
Every gambling show, they immediately follow with, and if you need help for gambling,
right? Exactly. Yeah. On another note, and we were just talking about music, by the way, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that David Allan Coe passed away last night at the age, I believe, of 86. So again, talking about music and different things and influences and so forth in the world of country. Again, David Allan Coe was one of those that obviously had a big following there, and he passed away last night. So again, a little bit of news there in the world of music. We've talked a lot of food. We've kind of covered all our bases really here today on this Tailgate Thursday edition of the Morning Rant, which is kind of the theme on Thursdays as we get set for the weekend ahead. But we've covered, sports betting. We've covered food. We've covered music. We've covered gambling. We've covered the Derby, the Braves, the Hawks, a lot of different sports topics as well. And as we kind of wrap up here, our final thoughts heading into the weekend. But good luck, partner, man, at your tournament this weekend.
Hey, man, luck plays a little bit of a role in golf. Trust me. Look, I'm kind of feeling like if I can win this one, then I kind of got a Scheffler vibe going on with my little world.
So now, do you guys have like an overall point points champion at the end of the year or anything like that? Or,
or
how does that work?
There's a total of 12 to 14 tournaments that we get in. And, every tournament you win, there's a point value assigned to it, right?
Okay.
And so at the end of the year, you want to be the club champion or whatever, you get a ring.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We have our Masters event down in Orlando.
Yeah.
We win a red jacket and you get your name engraved on it.
Oh, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. We got all the same things. We got the point totals going through. So I believe they take your best 8 rounds or best 10 rounds to drop the 2 lowest. What I can't remember how it all works.
Yeah.
But it's
a formula.
There's a lot of similarities with the PGA.
Yeah, I like it, man. I like it. So perhaps Billy Dowd could be the overall points champion of his group at the next level golf course there, or golf club there. And you're at Town Lake Hills this weekend. Speaking of John, the first ever John Davis Classic I ever covered was down at Town Lake Hills in Woodstock. I got to meet a lot of folks there. And the big John Davis Classic, by the way, taking place this year, going to take place June the 3rd. Again, the John Davis Classic out at Bent Tree this year. And also Reinhardt University is having a golf tournament as well coming up here in the next couple of weeks. That one is, let me look on here, May the 18th. So it's coming up in just a few short weeks at the Manor and Country Club, Golf and Country Club over in Milton, the 30th annual scholarship tournament there for Reinhardt. So again, it's that time of year, man. Golf tournaments, crank it up. Hey, Billy D, thanks for being with us right here on this Thursday edition of the Morning Rant and bringing it as always.
Awesome.
There we go, man. That's going to wrap things up for the show. Tailgate Thursday, presented by your friends at Green Heating and Cooling. They've been getting it done since 71. Call them today. Green Heating and Cooling, a tradition of comfort. Again, visit us on social media, The Sports Pig on Facebook, Morning Rant on Instagram with clips, and of course, full video episodes daily on YouTube as well. The podcast version of the show, The Morning Rant, is available on sportspigradio.com on our website and wherever you listen to your favorite daily podcast. Spotify, Podbean, you name it. You catch me on Twitter at Dave Garner 777. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Big John Davis in studio right here with us on the Friday Happy Hour edition of the program. Until tomorrow, as we always say, if you don't know,
you better ask somebody.
We'll see you tomorrow morning right here on the Morning Rant. Chuck Oliver up next.
Tired of shouting your business's name into the void and getting nothing but crickets? Your brand deserves more than awkward billboard glances and flyers lining bird cages. Right now, listeners are hearing me ramble on instead of your ad. That's a touchdown for missed opportunities and a fumble for your wallet.
Recovered, Atlanta, game over.
Your ad could be here, making fans laugh, cheer, and most importantly, call you. Go to sportspigradio.com or call 678-454-9552 and get your business off the bench and into the game.